This is Unit 5, Section 3, Chapter 5, Section 3. There's quite a lot of vocabulary in this section, so I'm going to start with a quick vocabulary review that will hopefully help you out, and then I'm going to do 4 homework problems. A couple vocabulary things that are old in review. This corner right here that I just highlighted is called a vertex. That corner is a vertex. There are 1, 2, and 3 vertexes in this triangle. There's 3 corners to the triangle. Another point, the orange dot right here and the green dot right here are both midpoints. The way we know they're midpoints is because of these lines on both sides. That tells me that that line is split into 2 equal parts. Okay, so now to the vocab from the unit. Perpendicular bisector. What is a perpendicular bisector? Keep in mind these are 2 words. So first, what you'll notice is right here, that dot bisects line, we're going to call this line AB. That dot bisects AB. When I draw the green line in and put a 90-degree angle in the corner, that means it's a perpendicular bisector. This line tells me that it's perpendicular, and then the 2 dashes on both sides tell me that it's a bisector. Okay, so moving along, now we'll do a median. A median connects the vertex to the midpoint of the other side, so I have that drawn in orange. That is a median, vertex to midpoint. Then we go on to altitude in blue. Altitude is the height of the triangle, and that's measured from a 90-degree angle on one side to the perpendicular bisector of the other side. A couple things to note. Notice that the altitude is not a bisector. It does not bisect the line, but it does have this 90-degree angle. The median is not a 90. If you look at this line, there is no 90-degree on it, so please don't get that mixed up with perpendicular or altitude. Altitude has a 90, perpendicular has a 90, median does not. Okay, there's one other vocabulary word for this lesson. If you look at those 3 lines in this triangle, what kind of lines are they? These lines that I'm highlighting, that one, and that one. From what we just did, you should know that those are all medians. Okay, so this point smack in the middle of the 3 medians, right there, point A, is called a centroid. It's a centroid. It's the center of the triangle. One thing to remember about the centroid is that the side that connects to the vertex is 2 times greater than the side that connects to the midpoint. So we'll call that X. That side is X, our side is 2X, and that is a midpoint right there. Okay, for number 11, you need to see that point Y is a centroid. So if I tell you that YW is 9, so YW is 9, I should know then that TW, or TY, which I highlighted, is double YW. The point from the vertex to the centroid is double the point from the centroid to the other end. So, if YW is 9, TY should be 18. So now if TY is 18 and TW is 9, we just add those 2, or YW is 9, we add those 2 together to get TW, and TW should be 27. We got that by doing 9 plus 18. Okay, for number 12, it asks you what is the length of ZY, and ZY is from the centroid down to the midpoint. So that point is half the length of what I'm highlighting here, this upper half, that 9. So if you do 9 divided by 2, you would get 4.5 for zy. Then zu is the full length of that segment, of that whole median. So I would add the 9 and the 4.5, and I would get 13.5. The last problem I'm going to do today is another problem involving a centroid. I know we don't have the third line drawn in. If I were to draw it in, I'll draw it in with the highlighter. It would go right there across, and that would obviously be the centroid. But point L is a centroid, so it tells us the whole line that I have highlighted there, Wj is 210. Wj is 210, so we know the total. So we are asked what is Wl. And we know WL is double LJ, so how do we write that as an equation? Well, let's call LJX. If we call LJX, we know WL is 2 times x. So now we have our two parts. We have x and 2 times x. So to write the equation, we do 2x plus x equals 210. Put the like terms together and you get 3x equals 210. Divide both sides by 3. You get x equals 70. But we are not done because x is 70. If you look up, x is the label that goes with LJ. We want to know WL. And WL is 2 times x. So WL equals 2 times x. So we got to take that x, plug it in. Take that 70, plug it in for x. We get 2 times 70, and that equals 140. So WL is 140. And then in case you want to know, x would be 70. If you add them up, they add back up to 210.